what Alex did last night.
Yeah, I was so pissed after the game, but I mean, you see that, you can't just be, so happy for my brother. He's been working so hard, and Columbus has given him a great opportunity, and yeah, it was super fun to see for him.
Did you have a nice call with him, or did you catch up with him at all?
Yeah, this morning I talked to him. He plays today against Pittsburgh, so that'll be a fun game. I haven't been able to watch really any of the games because we've been playing, so it'll be fun to be able to watch tonight.
So you said you were pissed after the game. What was, I guess, the biggest thing you're upset about last night?
Yeah, I just think that, they were just better than us. I feel like we have another level, and we didn't play to that level, so I think that's kind of what's irritating.
Where are you at with your line? I know Sheldon was stressing the defense. How have you felt it's gone since you've been with those guys?
Yeah, I think we've been creating a lot of chances offensively. Like I said, those defensive situations have come off of us, having, longer shifts in ozone and then having to play defense and giving up some chances. So I think, a way to adjust that would be to try to get off the ice earlier.
You played with John and Auston so much during your career here. How does it change the dynamic when you're kind of the go-to threat shooter on the line?
Yeah, I don't think my game changes at all. It just stays the same, and just keep doing what I do out there. I think we all think the game similarly. So we're just trying to find shots out there, and create a lot of ozone chances.
You've been around for a couple of trade deadlines now. What's the mood in here in the couple of days leading up to the final deadline? How much does it change? People more nervous, or?
I think everybody's, positive. Haven't really noticed anything with anybody. So, obviously it's a weird time for a lot of players around the league. So, we'll just have to wait and see what happens.
With your line, what's the key on the defensive side? You mentioned that you think some of the breakdowns are coming late in shifts. Is there any way to combat that?
Yeah, I think it'll change earlier.
Change earlier, is that the key, the line change?
Yeah, I think that get fresh bodies on the ice, defending tired doesn't help.
Looks like we have company here. Are you in the spotlight even more than usual? Are they following you around here, or what's that like?
Yeah, they just following me around for a few days. But yeah, it's fun.
I don't know if you know this, or maybe you were tracking it, but you passed your dad in all-time goals in the NHL. Did you share a moment with him about that? Did you know that?
No. Well, what game was that against?
New York.
New York? Yeah. No, we didn't talk about the goal.
Is that kind of a cool thing, though, that you've now got more goals than your old man in the NHL? Or?
Yeah, but when you were, when I hit, what did he have?
209.
Yeah.
You 210.
Yeah, so you kind of knew it was going to happen, so it wasn't.
Not a surprise.
It would have been funnier if it was towards the end of my career and I passed him, but yeah, it's always fun to have one up on him. Now I guess I got my brother chasing me too.
Footsteps. What do you think of the Tavares line since Yarny's been back? What are you seeing from those guys?
Yeah, they've been buzzing. Playing really hard and being hard to play against, and doing a great job. Scored a big goal last night for us. They've been producing since Callie's been back too.
Power play. Last one for me is what's the key to avoiding the counterattacks that have been coming the last little bit? It feels like you guys have been giving up a few chances when you've been on the power play.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we've maybe been a little bit sloppy with the puck in certain situations. That's probably what's been leading to those chances. Just being a little bit more. Smarter in plays with the puck.
So, what's your takeaway from last night's game?
I thought we had some good stretches. Obviously, they scored 2 goals in the first, and then one in the second and one in the third. So I think for me, it's kind of a sloppy game. Thought I did some good stuff, and obviously, 2 goals against on 5-on-5, it's not good enough. So obviously, gotta be better defensively for sure.
What do you want to clean up in your game?
I think just small details. Obviously, on their fourth goal, just be more aware. I kind of knew it was there, but take away the stick and body instead of kind of puck watching. And on the third goal, it was more keep my stick out and stick on puck instead of kind of blocking the shot there. So just small details. But as I said, I thought I did some good stuff. But obviously, small details to clean up.
What's the biggest challenge against a guy like Pasternak?
It's just shifty. Hard to play against. I mean, he's good at making plays, so you gotta have a good gap, stay tight, don't give him too much space. And obviously yesterday he had a good game, so we didn't do a good enough job.
How have you felt since coming back from the injury? Because you had a lot of momentum beforehand. What's it been like, I guess, since you've come back?
Yeah, no, I think it's been fine. As I said, it's small details I've been lacking. Obviously, was on a goal against Rangers too, and 2 last night. So, as I said, small details to clean up, mostly defensively. So, yeah, got to be better.
How do you work on that? Obviously, at practice, but is it film work? Like, how do you approach it when there's the details?
I think it's just the dial. Obviously, I missed a couple of games there. You kind of lose your momentum a little bit. So, just something I gotta, dial it into my head to, to be hard to play against in D zone. I think it's easy as that.
What's your sense of that Tavares line since they've been together, since Järnkrok came back? What are you seeing from them?
Yeah, good. They work hard. Obviously, John had a big goal for us yesterday. But I know they work hard, get pucks back. So they've been good.
Do you like the idea that you get another shot at the Bruins later this week? Like right away you get to kind of make amends?
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's a team we can end up playing in the playoffs. So it's for sure nice to have them, after Buffalo again.
Auston, what was your takeaway from last night's game?
Oh, I thought we started good, and then just a little bit of a lull in the middle of the first, and quick 1-2, and we're kind of just chasing the game from there. But I mean, I thought there was good moments in the game. It had good opportunities, and the puck didn't go in, and obviously they made good on some of theirs, and just kind of took a little bit of the life out of the game at times. But I just thought it was a bit of a inconsistent roller coaster of a game for us, and in the times that we were inconsistent, it was very inconsistent, and they're a very good team, and they obviously capitalized on their opportunities and our mistakes.
Felt like the first period power play maybe changed the momentum. Why do you think that the power play has been a little susceptible to like counterattacks lately?
I don't know. I mean, I think obviously when it's time to defend, you got to defend, and we just didn't do a very good job of that. When it was time and out there a little bit too long. So, that's on us. And, those are moments in the games where, we just have to be more mindful and be more aware and just be better in those aspects because those are big turning points, over the course of the game.
Sabres player, do you have fond memories of playing for Donnie Granato at the back of the program?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he was. I really enjoyed playing for him. He was a great coach, and still keep in touch a little bit today. So I'm really happy for him when he got the job there, and it's always fun going against him.
Is there anything in particular you remember about him? Anything he might have taught you or anything like that?
I think I loved the practices we used to have with him, and just the environment we had. It was so competitive, and 16, 17, 18-year-old guys that are all top guys in the country for our age group and stuff. And he just made it so competitive and fun, and it was just always a blast going to the rink every day.
They got you pretty good last time you played them. It was a while ago, but is that something that you feel like you owe them one going into this game, or is it on your mind at all?
I mean, I think it's on the mind a little bit. I mean, it's a new day, it's a new game, but obviously, the way we played last time out against these guys, probably one of our worst outings of the year. So obviously, you want to bounce back from that and just kind of keep that in the back of your mind.
What have you seen from the Tavares line since Järnkrok came back? It feels like we've built some good momentum here.
Yeah, he's such a steady piece there, and he just does everything right from D zone to O zone. Just a really solid player throughout, and makes plays, and helps out on both ends of the ice, and that always helps. Defensively, but also jump-starting offensive zone and touches in there as well. So he's a really valuable piece for us, and you can see just getting him back in the lineup just gives us an extra look.
What do you think Liljegren will do to this team now that he's back?
Yeah, it's. I mean, he's such a unique piece, and obviously brings that physical aspect. And I think it's kind of a good thing that it's he's been here before. He's been through it. He's played here and, knows a lot of the guys and is comfortable. So I think the adjustment period hopefully shouldn't be too long. And, he's kind of just stepped right in and, made himself at home. And, him and Mo played really well together, when we first traded for him a couple years ago. So hopefully they can kind of rekindle that chemistry. And, he's a big piece for us. So, he's just going to continue to get better.
You guys will get another crack at Boston later this week. I'm just curious, when you could potentially face a team in the playoffs, you get late in the year, do those matchups take on added meaning for you?
I mean, I think all these games mean something, especially against divisional teams. So, those are points that mean a lot and that you don't want to, let loose. So, all these games are very important. But obviously, that matchup, they're a good team and a team that we're trying to chase. And, those are the games you want to be ready for and compete in.
Sheldon, what do you want Timothy to take away from how last night played out?
Just he's got to dust himself off and get ready for the next game. We have 4 games and 6 nights here this week, and we're right back at it tomorrow. There's no time for anything other than preparing for the next one. We've given him a great opportunity here, one that we thought he was building some positive momentum and doing well. You take a step back or slip a little bit, you just got to be confident in the good things that you've done.
What is the ceiling for the Nylander group right now? Obviously, you have to work things out, but what potential do you see in them that makes you want to give them the runway to do that?
Well, we just think that the offensive skills of the line, the characteristics, make up a line that can be effective. And then it also, has effects on the rest of the lineup, right? I mean, our ability to have John on a different line sets us up well, and we're seeing some of the positive things that are coming out of that. So it's all connected, So for those reasons, you want to stay with it, and the team has played well, and the team has had good results. So you want to be able to continue to work with it and let it breathe a little bit, but obviously monitoring at the same time.
Connor Timmins says it's close to 100%. How might his availability affect things over the next few games?
We'll see. I mean, today obviously is his first practice, but I thought he did look good. It's the first time he's been cleared for contact. He has been skating a fair bit on his own, but today's the, like I say, first real practice, and we don't have any more practices remaining this week. So to that end, it's hard to really judge exactly where he's at or to put him right into the mix, but we'll see how it goes.
Is it just a matter of him waiting for his opportunity at this point, like as you kind of figure out what your D is going to look like?
Yeah, it's a combination of waiting for his opportunity, but also kind of getting ready. Like I said, it's this guy who hasn't played in quite some time here, and now has just had his first practice today, and there's no more practices remaining this week. So he's got some challenges there in terms of getting ready and showing that he's ready for game action. Obviously, addition of Lyubushkin in the time that he's been out has given us more depth there on defense. So, for all these reasons, just keep working.
Close to the trade deadline, what's this week like for you in terms of you dealing with Brad or needs, wants, that sort of thing?
For me, it hasn't been any different. I meet with Brad daily and we chat and go through different things. I think all season he's does a good job of keeping me informed and asking me questions, but at the same time, just allowing me to focus on the team and the group. And like I said, this is a very busy week for us as a coaching staff. So, I've got enough on my plate.
Is Camp's illness something that puts his status for tomorrow in question?
I would say so, just given, we've seen a lot of these injuries and illnesses, and how they affect players. So we'll see how he is tomorrow, but mindful of the fact that we've got a back-to-back coming up here. So for a guy that isn't sleeping or eating or anything like that, it's a tough ask, but we'll just see where he's at and make a decision from there tomorrow.
You were talking to Pontus after practice. Your trust level in him, I think, has probably gone up the last few games.
Yeah, it has. Yet, my conversation today is just a reminder of, if you want to play in the league every day on a good team, you have to bring it all the time. And I thought in the last couple of games since we've come back from the road trip, while we've liked his line and we've liked his game and we believe in him, to me he's slipped a little bit. And first goal in particular last night, I think he's got an opportunity to kill a play early for us before they have a chance to get anywhere near our net, and that's the type of play that I expect all our players to manage in that situation. But particularly for a young, hungry guy looking to solidify his place on the team and in the league, that's a spot he's got to be great in, and he wasn't. So that's, in those cases you need more. That's the difference between those that solidify themselves in the league and those that don't.
Why do you think the power play has maybe been susceptible to the counterattack here in this last stretch?
I think it's a combination of some of the teams we've played that have that in their as part of their plan, that they really push and strike when you open the door for them to do so. So we've been caught a little bit on that. In the case of last night, I think it's also a combination of some frustration with the breakouts and inability to get set, which leads to a little more fatigue and having to skate up and down the ice, and then we just got a little disconnected there from. Liljegren's out there as one of our fresh guys, and I don't think he managed it well. Or puck goes to Joseph Wall and has a chance to put it to a good spot and failed to do that. So it's just things got compounded a little bit, and Boston recognized we were vulnerable and took advantage of it.
Does Boston's penalty kill do anything in particular? You guys are 0-14 on the power play in your last 6 games.
Well, it's a very good penalty kill. Has been for a number of years. Aside from our first power play yesterday, I thought we had 7 grade A chances coming out of the power play. One that they pulled off the goal line for Auston, and Morgan hit the post in the third period. So these kind of things sometimes happen, but I think it's a little more to do with us than the opponent necessarily. And I don't think you can do too much with stats that you pull when you play a team. Once every 40 games.
William had mentioned that he feels like his line's maybe been caught defending tired at times, and maybe how much do you think better line changes or better time line changes can help them in that department?
Yeah, that's sort of the hidden art of being a good defensive player, is to get off the ice before things go bad. So that's part of it, yes. Yet it's a challenging thing to do for offensive players, because you build momentum on a shift and you want to produce, you want to score. So you want to kind of see it through, and then things don't work out, and now you've got to get back and defend the other way. So that is always a challenge for offensive players, and it's always a balance, right? It's as a coach, you're combating it, and you want guys to produce, you want them to be feeling good on offense, but you want to build positive momentum as a team, shift to shift. And in some cases, that's giving up on your shift, which is when you've got guys that are expected to produce and want to produce, and you guys may ask some questions when they don't produce. It's hard for them, to give up on their shift and recognize these things. But some of it is the shift length. Some of it is just execution on breakouts. If you don't break out first time real quick, then now you're in D zone. If you can manage your shift well by getting in and out fast from our breakouts, that's another piece that allows you then to get the line change and get out. But if you don't get out the first time, now you're chasing it. And I think that was a bit of a focus for us here today in practice in the short time we were out there. And for that line in particular, I think that's probably an even more important factor than the line change piece. I think the line changes, there's something to that, but there's some natural flow of the game that you just can't prevent. It's going to happen. You're going to be in these spots, but the execution on our half of the ice with the puck is an important piece, and if you don't get that right, well, then now you're going to be in D zone, and then that exposes other issues.